So, what are we avoiding? What are we distracting ourselves from, if anything at all? This has really been the heart of my videos. Like, it's a common theme, at least. Throughout all these videos I've made over the years, what am I avoiding? What am I avoiding? Addiction has been a very common theme in my life and in these videos. Trying to cut out the unnecessary shit. What's the things that I'm doing in life that is not serving me and is just adding more noise, more mess to my life? What are the things that I'm doing in life that I'm just doing to pass time because I don't know what else to do? What are the things I'm doing in life that I do because I avoid feeling any kind of discomfort or pain? So over the years, as I've talked about, I quit things like alcohol and weed and, junk food and whatever else, and do this minimalism thing and just cut out all this shit, get off social media, blah, 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 blah. And why? Why? So, there are things in life that we kind of got to do if we want to survive as this human body. And there are things that we can do that are going to give us joy. And your body is a compass, knowing what to do. So, it's like, there are just things you got to do in life that they're just going to be beneficial for your health and well-being. Exercise, good food, socialize, meaningful work, whatever, man, you understand. All I'm saying is, get your baseline needs met, your baseline survival needs met, And obviously, you're gonna want to do some things that bring you some joy. Play some guitar, paint a picture, attend a music festival or a rock climbing gym or something like this, That's life, right? That's just life, okay. Nothing wrong with that. No, of course not. But how many of the things that we do are an avoidance of the truth of reality and also just the truth of our personal life? Because you could just focus so much on being healthy, and that could be an avoidance of the truth of reality and the truth of your personal life. Even though it is seen as a good thing and it would be beneficial, but it's like, what's the intention behind it? It's like, yeah, obviously go for a run. It feels good, it's good for you. But yeah, you could turn just running into another addiction, another way to avoid yourself, run away from some kind of pain. It's like, oh, I'm feeling some kind of pain within me. I'll go for a run, shake off this energy. But that's just like putting a band-aid on an everlasting wound that doesn't heal unless you treat it. You look at it and actually treat the wound rather than just slapping a bit of cloth on it. And again, meditation can be used for this as well. Meditation can be a great way to really be with yourself, look at yourself, be with the truth of reality and the truth of your personal life, the truth of the energy in your body. But it can also be a way of avoiding yourself, you know? So it's not very tricky. It's not just like, okay, these are the things I gotta do. I gotta eat healthy, I gotta run, I gotta meditate. It's like, no, because it's like, yeah, that will help to a certain extent, but it's like, if you're just doing that without questioning your intentions behind doing these things, then you're never going to get to really the deeper layers of this. So it's not always easy, because in the past I used to think like, okay, all I've got to do is get rid of the bad habits and the bad shit in life and just take up the good ones, you know? And of course, you know, life is a hell of a lot more healthy when you do that. But then there comes a point where you keep doing these things and you're still coming up against this roadblock, still, you know. And so that's when, you know, you really got to face yourself, face that pain. And what does it even look like to face that pain, you know? It's something that only you can figure out on your own, I think. Because, you know, if you read it in a book or listen to it on YouTube or whatever, of, you know, how to face this pain, you know, or there's these types of therapeutic methods like internal family systems or whatever, and you're like, I mean, they're all very helpful, yeah, like, you know, take on any technique and like what people say, but ultimately they're just tools that you are going to be using, and you have to be the driving force of this. You have to be the authority. You have to kind of figure this out on your own. So yeah, it's useful to read books about whatever, to have these kind of tools in your tool belt. But ultimately, only you know you. You know what you need. I don't know if this is making much sense. But yeah, like also you don't want to get so caught up in reading and watching so much, just learning, understanding more knowledge. Like, this is not the point, man. It's like, and so this question that I have had for a long time is still very relevant. And this question is, why are you not able to sit down and do nothing and not be content? Wait, does that make sense? I don't know if I worded that right. What I'm trying to say is, like, why can't you just sit down on the floor, do nothing, and feel alright? What's going on there that makes it so you feel like you have to do something? You have to be something other than what you already are. That you have to go somewhere, that you have to attain something. That something needs to be different. That something needs to be changed or fixed. And let's just say practically, like in your life, there's nothing needs to be done. Like let's say that you're eating healthy, you're fit, you exercise, you have a social life, you have some money coming in, you got a roof over your head, food in your belly, whatever. And you've got many things to play with. You got a guitar, you got books, you got a camera, you got whatever, man. You could and there's nothing going on in your life that needs immediate attention. Like there's no, you don't need to fix your car, you don't need to pay your bills right now, you don't need to, right? There's no pressing matter. When you're in a time in your life where it's like that, then why can you not just sit down and be utterly content and like things are enough and that nothing needs to be different? And even when there is things that need to be taken care of, even when you do need to fix your car or you need to pay your bills or whatever else, even then it's like, can you be content with that as well? Because everything's changing. Everything's going to be, there are things are always going to be need to be done in life. There's that quote which I don't remember what it actually says word for word, but it's something along the lines of, all man's problems stems from his inability to sit alone with himself in a room and do nothing. Something like that, because I think this is when you sit with yourself alone. Well, you got to confront yourself, but not just yourself, like your illusions of life. You're confronting your whole entire view of existence. Like you're confronting that view of existence, and all views of existence are not inherently true. They all depend on every other view. Your view of reality, your view of life, the view of yourself and other people we have been so immersed in it that that's how we think reality actually is, not realizing that it's just a view, just a perception. So we think that that's who we are and that's what reality is, and so of course to confront that, to see that it's not true, is like destroying ourselves and destroying the world. You know, I talk about this all the time. But this is like really the heart of it, man. And you see, it's like, even I can say this intellectually, but when it comes down to experientially confronting your illusions that you think are reality, it's a different picture. Like, it's painful, man. It is painful. And it's so habitual, this way of seeing things, that it's going to take a lot of work to unlearn it, or at least to stop believing in it. So anyway, that's all I've got to say. I'm gonna sit here some more and look at this. So please like and subscribe, it's helped you out a lot. I don't know, man. Come join the Truth Playground, our online community. Top link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.